Are we there? All right. Is it live? What are we doing? Can I hear us? Hello. I had us on the wrong screen.
Wrong thing. I'm doing it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, hey.
Now we're live. Hi.
Welcome to Youth Factor.
So now we got to stay 6 feet away so they can see what we were doing that whole time. They couldn't hear us.
So we had some complaints that we were too close last time, too close for a pandemic. So we're just going to get our lean on, and we're going to keep it, nice and 6, 5.5, whatever feet away. And yeah, John, keep leaning a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. I apologize to all of those of you who are offended by how close our shoulders are. Come on, we have to stay in the field of the view of the camera, and so I don't have a wide angle lens on this one. So welcome to Youth Factor. If you are wondering what this is, if you're watching, you probably know, but if you're watching this on Sunday, you may be like, what's going on? What is this show?
You have to say test.
Yeah, we'll fix that. So Youth Factor is a show. It's geared towards teenagers, though parents, grandparents, whatever, you're welcome along to listen as well. Maybe we'll throw some stuff out that might help you relate to your kid or grandkid better.
We'll definitely try.
If nothing else, you'll learn a little bit of slang or something as we're like, hey, did you know? Or like I'll say something about like, oh yeah, because like I'll say like yeet or dab or something like, what is a yeet? And I'll be like, well, okay, we'll explain it to you really quick.
Sure, parents, you can definitely learn a lot more about the leaders that you are
trusting your kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may actually want to pull your kids out of youth ministry.
I don't think it's that bad, but I mean, we try to be a good influence as much as we can.
Definitely.
We really try.
So a little bit of background, because even though we've been doing this show in some form or fashion since, actually, I think the end of October or beginning of November. We'll just say beginning of November. This is the official. Today's the day that we launched the MV Church or MVC Network. Mohawk Valley. I always want to say to be talking to pastor, and I say the MVS, and he's like, "What is MVS?" I'm like, "Oh, Mohawk Valley students. Sorry, you're an adult. It's Mohawk Valley Church, not Mohawk Valley students." Well, like it confuses him when we're talking about the church. And
I get confused when they say MVC. I'm like, it should be MVS.
Like, what is MVC?
Everything is MVS.
Our world is you guys, and when the adults, we try to interact with adults. Sometimes it's weird. That's one of the downsides of working with youth ministry. Hey, it could be worse. We could be part of the Kid Squad, and we could be like, actually, I think the Kid Squad's cooler than us too. That's pretty sad. Like, did you see that video they did on Sunday? That was pretty awesome.
I did not see it.
I was in it.
You were in it?
I was in it.
I did not see it.
I was a temporary guest on the Kid Squad there, and I'm doing my best to dub them the Kid Squad. So if you see Cody, you got to call him
or
you refer to them as being on Kid Squad, or Danielle. She's behind the camera. But okay, so today we launched the MV Church or the MVC Network, and Pastor talked about it this morning. You can go back and watch that video. But essentially, just a quick rundown is we're doing 12 hours of streaming content on a Sunday. Why? That's insane. Why are we doing this? I don't know. But I think it's because God called us to it, and we want to reach people. That's what
a good one. I was going to say because Pastor Jared and Pastor Mike are visionaries, and they have, crazy ideas, but they're awesome.
So that's how this show has been going on for a while. It started as a podcast, but we're bringing it to the Mohawk Valley Church Network, the MVC Network, as Youth Factor. It's the name of our youth channel, and we had a podcast that was called Daily MVS that was going to get branded over and switched over to Youth Factor, but then now we've been grandfathered in to the network. So we have 6 o'clock. We have the 6 to 7:10 time slot. So after, I figure it's a good time. Hopefully it's a good time for the youth. And so it originally, just so you know, if you want to be like an insider, we record this live on Monday nights at 10 o'clock. So we have a little bit of a studio interaction. And then we re-air it on Sunday. And so if you want to join live, it's, Mondays at 10 o'clock.
These people who are joining on Monday at 10 o'clock are going, wait, it's not 6 o'clock on a Sunday. What are you talking about? Well, for those people, we are going to be, premiering this, I guess you would say.
No, it'll be on a one big 12-hour live stream on Sunday on Facebook, YouTube,
Sundays
Vimeo,
at 6 o'clock.
under the church account.
So that's the official time. Sundays at 6
Yes, Sundays at 6. And it's a 70-minute show. So it'll go from 6 to to 7:10. But if you're ever wondering, like, if you're like, oh, I want to be like, you see us pull a guest on, like we're supposed to have a guest tonight, but I haven't seen him show up here yet, so it may not work. And that's okay if not. We can just we'll take that as an opportunity to just relentlessly mock and harass if you're supposed to be a guest and don't make it on. But
we know it's scary being on a show as a guest. It is really scary. Yeah. So
it can be super intimidating. So we are. If you see like us pulling people on, and you're like in the comments, "Oh, pick me," you got to tune in on Mondays at 10 to actually get pulled in.
And you have to have a working computer with a webcam.
Yes, and it has to be. So you can't. It doesn't work on your cell phone. It has to be a browser. It has to either be an updated version of Chrome or Safari. No, not Safari. It doesn't work in Safari. Chrome or Firefox if you want to be a guest. So enough about that. Let's jump in because today is today. Unless you're watching tonight and it's tonight, but today is today, Sunday afternoon, and let's jump into our first little segment. It wasn't actually going to be our guest, Cody. So we'll give him a little bit more time. We will jump over. I'm going to play a quick video, and then we'll come back to intern Jeff and then see if Cody is joined by them. So really quick. Oh, Cody's browser is not supported. Yeah, it's got to be, Cody, if you're listening, it's got to be a updated version of either Chrome or Firefox. Safari won't work.
That's just an excuse.
He's intimidated. Okay, well, we're still going to do the meme challenge. He just won't be here to present
Yes, but if he's not here, then, I think I win by default.
Basically.
He's not here to defend himself.
But it's not so much that we win. It's just you represent our team so that we don't lose. Does that make sense? So it's not so much that we're winning. It's just that we don't lose. Like we have to. It's like when you defend the title.
Yeah.
Like we're defending our title. We assume that we're the champions, but then we do these almost every week. We're gonna bring you guys on for some sort of challenge segment. Sometimes you'll be challenging me. Sometimes you'll be challenging Jonathan. This week it's Jonathan. And then if you win,
the thing is it really a challenge if I'm gonna win by a landslide? Is it really a challenge?
You got some smack talking over here. Okay,
well, I am just I spent hours on this, so
we have Cody is supposed to come on, but you can't talk this way when it's a student. You can't be like, "Oh, you little punk! I'm gonna wipe the floor with you."
I did not call Cody a punk. I did not call Cody a punk.
I'm just saying you can't talk like that aggressive to a student when they come on. It's okay because it's Cody and he runs kids. And it's like not really, but a pretend rival ministry. Even though we think Cody and the kids stuff is awesome, and I actually have
the
2 of my 3 kids are in the kids ministry. So
I forget what you called them. You just said the kids.
Kid squad.
You gotta call it the kid squad. There we
kid
go.
Squad.
The kid squad.
They're all calling Cody out that he's in trouble for not making it. Yeah, we're pretty much gonna just. We're still gonna do it, but okay. Let's jump to a quick video. One of the aspects of the show is we don't want it to be because our podcast was just us talking for 70 minutes. And we started throwing in some clips and stuff. We were doing news segments and whatnot. We don't have a news segment tonight, so don't worry. But we wanted to get you guys involved. And so we started asking you guys. So we're doing themes. So tonight's theme is Esther. And we're asking you guys to send content in. Now, it doesn't have to be on theme. We prefer it to be on theme. We want it to be on theme. But it doesn't necessarily have to be on theme. So I believe 2 of our submissions tonight aren't technically like Esther themed.
Okay.
But again, we'll still take it. We're not going to not take it because it's not on theme.
Also,
if we have a lot of content, we're gonna filter it through all the on theme, anyways.
We also want to know what other Bible stories you want us to
theme
our show on. So if you comment or if you're watching us on Sunday, text us or email us. Let us know what Bible stories you've been reading and which ones you want us to have our show themed around next time.
Yeah, so this week is the story of Esther, and so we have devotion on Esther. Brandy's got some videos for us on Esther. We have a bunch of stuff on Esther, but before then, we have some shenanigans, and that's just we're going to play some games, and then we're going to do some of your guys' content. So really quick, let's jump into a video from Lily, who's my daughter. She did a video. It's a choreographed dance thing, and she threw her brother in, which is like he's not in youth, so it's on the line. Well, it's not competition, but it's like on. I was like, okay, I'll allow it.
You, Judah. Just saying,
I'll allow it. I mean, Cody called us out and saying it's an official rivalry now, and Judah is the one that got Cody to have to dye his hair pink. So I guess we'll allow it because Judah's helping the cause. So here we go.
Yeah, that's true.
here's Lily with help from her brother Judah. All right, thank you so much. What the?
I heard them talking trash on the live, so specifically
He
this
drove
guy.
over.
So I drove over here because he's gonna win by a landslide. So
I'm
I
gonna
figured
win by a landslide. He's still late, so I
am-
still.
Wow.
He's still late, so I still win.
So-
By default. We don't even have to look at him. He's already won.
Now he's getting scared. So we invited you guys as a guest.
Show them.
We kind of meant like digitally, but
Yeah.
whatever,
Well,
man.
Just
What
kind
about
of
me?
like came through the screen.
I try Safari, Chrome, my phone, everything.
Well, here he is.
Well, I
So
showed up.
let's jump over to it then, okay? All right. So here's what we're gonna do. This is like a meme challenge, and so I told each of them to come up with the 3 best memes they could find, and you guys are gonna vote, okay? Well, I'm the judge, but I'm gonna be heavily swayed by your votes. Why? Why do you look at me like that? I told you what we were doing last week.
the judge.
I can and I am.
Did we use any of the
Because
same ones?
if you vote
No,
for him and you vote against your own co-host, that's just wrong.
No, it's
We're
not.
co-workers, though. So we each got
And then in
And
the
I'm
future, from now on, guys, we will. I'll occasionally bring leaders
Well,
in,
I'm
but
a co-worker
calm
too.
down. Calm down. This is why we don't bring a guest in the studio normally. We want to have you guys in, and so the whole idea is to have you guys come in and challenge us. But to get the first one going, to kind of hopefully work out the technical bugs, which I'm glad it was Cody because he could just run down here, because this is all new software that we're using to do this stuff, and it works most of the time. But yeah, so
we should first say good job to Lily. For
yeah,
that video.
I started to, and then I was
couldn't
creeped out.
hear it because he had to put his headphones in.
It was
so
Wake
wouldn't
Within
get
Me.
feedback. I
Wake
could
with-
tell that
okay.
because I knew the dance,
Okay.
but
It's
I
good.
couldn't hear it.
I thought I was the only one to sing based on the dance. Look at this guy.
No, yeah, it was Wake Within Me. So good job, Lily and Judah.
There you go.
Again, we want to feature you guys as much as possible. So the more stuff you send in, the more we have to show.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're going to jump over to our game. So it's a meme challenge. I'm going to show a meme. We'll do one of Jonathan's and one of Cody's. You guys comment and say what you think. And
So you comment and tell them why you think Jonathan's.
yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put your meme up there.
It's cocky.
And I'll let them see, and then you guys can kind of say why or whatever. We'll cut back. You guys can say what you think, and they'll kind of get to comment, and then I will then kind of decide between them. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me make sure the audio is still gonna be working when I cut to a graphic, because I don't want to lose a graphic.
Just as long as
Or the
Cody's
audio.
graphic, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
When
here
you
we
get
go.
My graphic, I need to.
Here is
Yeah, well,
Cody's first graphic.
Cute,
Okay,
but
hold on.
it's
We lost audio when we cut it over that. So I showed it to you really quick. I'll have to figure out how to do it as an overlay for next week. But so you can see, I'll cut one more time. You can see it's Baby Yoda.
It's adorable.
It's not a meme.
What is there not to like? Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
a meme.
You can use that in any
You
circumstance.
can use it, but it's not a meme. It's got to have words on it if it's going to
No,
qualify as a
all right,
meme.
no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Baby Yoda
Okay.
is
No,
cute.
you're wrong. Yeah,
but
you're
these
right
are
on that.
funniest memes. And then he's not only not
Okay,
funny.
hold on a second. Hold on. Let's put it up to the audience. Okay, Jonathan's. Okay, let's start with Cody. Cody's position is that super adorable. Nothing can beat that. But Jonathan's position is it's not a complete meme. It's an image that you can make a meme out of, but it's not an actual meme. So he's claiming he wins by default.
Mm-hmm.
But while you guys comment what you think, I'm going to cut to Jonathan's really quick and let you look at his. Okay, we ready for Jonathan's?
If that's the case, none of mine have words. So
Okay, here we go. Here's
Why do you have
Jonathan's.
two on there?
Oh, wait.
Why do you have two on there?
Because the way this thing works. 1 second.
Yikes.
Here we go. Here is Jonathan's meme. Okay, all right. I can actually have our audio in there too. So we have, it just took me a second to figure out. So we have Home Alone, and it says, when I see a bug at first, I'm like, I'm going to kill this monster.
You
Then
gotta
it
say it
moves, and I'm
that,
like,
too.
I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna
it like
kill this monster.
And then he's like screaming.
It's the way he says it too.
Okay, so that's Jonathan's meme. So we've got this. Oops, I gotta get it back up there. We have this versus this. Okay, so we want to know what you guys think. Okay, so far what we've got, Pastor agrees it's not a meme. Oh, that's Addie. So Addie agrees that it's not a meme. Lauren agrees with Jonathan. Maddie agrees with Jonathan. Rebecca agrees it's not a
Well,
meme.
she's my sister. So thank you, Rebecca.
all right,
I
guys.
really
Addie
appreciate
Addie wants you to put your glasses
Yeah.
on.
Next time, but guys, I have bad news. None of mine have words on them, so I might have lost this just by default now.
Do you know what a meme is?
Clearly not.
I mean, well, you got the picture right, but you got to have words on it.
Well,
It's
I
gotta
didn't
say
get that
something
far.
like when Baby Yoda is, or something, or
I don't know.
me when I something. It's gotta have words on it.
So, okay, a couple more. Maddie said, I like Jonathan's meme. Addie, for the first one, I vote Jonathan.
Thank you, Addie.
Y'all are biased. I need some kids in here.
Lauren says that we should not have to explain a meme. And I kind of agree with her a little bit. So here's what I think is funny.
We should not have to.
But-
I just am because I want.
No, I know that's the point. I think that was a dig on it. So here's what's funny though. This is what's funny is we joked that you were gonna win because like Jonathan was like, how am I gonna I don't memes, and so he went and put in hours of research because he's like, how am I gonna win a meme competition?
Hours of
This
I
isn't
looked around
fair.
for at least an hour, maybe two.
Yeah, and then I talked to you.
Saved like 100 of them and went through and narrowed it down to my favorite. three.
That's insane. I literally did 3
See, when
minutes.
Pastor Jared asked me to
at most.
do something, I just say I take it very seriously.
Yeah,
I
and
do
then
my
so I
work.
joked both of them. That was like, I guess it's not really fair to have, and then but then it's funny that like you didn't actually know what a meme. So you really didn't know what a meme was.
Well, I just thought it was a picture. I didn't know that there was like rules to being a meme. Like I thought it was just if someone wanted to be a meme.
This is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. It's so much fun. Like, yeah, I'm guessing by the votes that you're gonna get demolished. So I'm gonna give that first one to Jonathan. That first one to Jonathan.
All right, that's just wrong because it's baby.
So, Cody,
Yoda, dude.
Hold up
What
your
if it was
fist.
Baby
You
Groot?
gotta hold
It's
up
the
a
same
big
thing.
0.
No.
Hold up a
Yeah, I
1.
might get close on this.
Okay, here we go. Here is this is gonna
I might
be
have lost
Cody's
'cause there's no
second
words.
one. Okay, but my point though is this one's so good that this one you
It
kind of
is
don't need
fun.
words.
You don't. It's
This one is used. So I will say that for you guys voting out there, don't disqualify him for not having words because this is commonly used as a response to someone saying something dumb.
Exactly. If
Hey.
someone says something stupid, this is a surefire way to
Yeah.
get
Lauren
back.
says that she has better memes than both of us, so I think we need to have Lauren on here so
Yeah.
that she can take me down. Because obviously
You,
I know.
you don't know that you won. Cody might win this one. Personally, my take,
You can do
I
that.
haven't seen your next one yet, but my take, unless yours is really good, I would probably vote for Cody for this one
Yeah.
because not only does this one not need words,
Still not a meme.
it's used as a meme or a GIF, even though it's not a GIF and it's not a meme without words. People use it all the time, and like just not that long ago, it was like probably the most common, most popular.
Yes.
So I personally, unless the comments sway me, I'm gonna give the
Teresa
second
says
round.
Still not a meme.
It is.
It's still not a meme.
I don't know. I think this one might be grandfathered in just because of the way it has been used.
You know, guys,
Oh,
we
we
can
have
use,
to give Cody one.
we can use
other-
common sense here and see that these are still memes. Like, if someone said something stupid, you're going to send that back, and it's going to work every time.
Exactly. So, like, when you sent me these as your entries, I should have sent that one back to you, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Terrible.
Like, where are your words? Like, it should have been that one. It'd been like, where are your words? This is a meme battle.
Did you think that when I sent you these?
Yes,
pictures?
and I was going to text you, but I had meetings and stuff. I just never was able to. I was like, I need to message him to let him know these aren't memes.
I'm so glad you didn't.
That's funny.
All right. But again, unless the comments say
Addie says the
otherwise.
hands are the words. Okay, so we have one. For me
Okay.
and one
So
for
I'm going to
him.
go ahead and give this one to Cody. So we're tied right now.
Well, you didn't
We need
show
to see
mine yet.
Jonathan's yet.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Show mine
Sorry. I really like this one. I'm sorry. Hold on. You are correct.
That's hilarious. You can't
That's-
take that back.
I can't take it back.
That's a good one.
Okay, here we go. Remember this kid? This is him now. Feel
The
old
old
yet?
He grew up, and
Yeah, but
really
he
grew
doesn't
up.
look like
Is he
that.
Thanos?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Like, that's
His anger problems all those years really.
See, look, all that of clinching that little chin down there. Look
Yeah.
what happened to
The
his
double
chin.
chin, yeah, or like a tray, or what is it?
I don't
He's
even
got, like,
know what that's
15
called.
chins.
It looks like gills.
Yeah,
He's a
so
beast.
Maddie agrees Cody's doesn't need words for the second one. So
good, she didn't
okay,
see mine
so
yet.
we're
She still
officially
hasn't seen-
not
She still
okay,
hasn't
but
seen
we're
mine.
saying he's not disqualified. So okay, Addie votes for Cody.
Jonathan's sisters don't count, by the way. That's biased. That is too
Wow.
biased.
Maddie votes Cody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Teresa says Jonathan gets it because it's a meme.
Okay. Rachel votes for John's.
You gotta get your sisters on the live stream. That's what you gotta do.
Okay, guys. Again, based on your votes, but I am gonna just say, the vote said that he's not disqualified, and because of that, I'm going to pick Cody's for two reasons. Three technically.
Sure.
I want the drama and the suspense of this competition to keep going, if I'm being totally honest. But the real reasons: one, Cody's was really good.
Yep.
Cody's was really good. It was so good it didn't need words, even though you're supposed to have words for a meme. Secondly, this meme, though I love the juxtaposition of the two images, it's combining two thoughts into one, and I think it confuses it a little bit. So the remember this kid? This is him now. That is one joke. But then there's a second joke of it saying feel old yet. So I feel like that confuses it a little bit. So yours is good, but it's a little complicated, and yours is the opposite. Yours is simple.
Basic.
And normally, you know, when I grew up, I grew up doing animation. The rule was keep it simple, stupid. But we're in school, so they had to change stupid to student, so we didn't get in trouble. It was fun. Okay, so it's tied up now.
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling going into this, but
Well, I see what yours is, and we both have a similar one. So I guess mine will probably win just because mine has words.
All right.
So,
You're like, mine will probably win because I didn't screw up. This is actually way more fun than if you did it right, I think. Like, it went from a competition to a roast. This is fun.
I just Googled memes for this, and I specifically did not look at ones with words on them.
Yeah, that's too funny. Okay, so this is Cody's third and final attempt. So
I don't really.
It's just like when you, I don't know, these are in sports a lot when you argue sports players and they're like the same player. That, like, I don't know. Who are two players?
I don't get it.
Bron and MJ.
Wasn't there like a funny video? Oh yeah, at the end of Into the Spider-Verse, they used this and they animated it a little bit. It was like, stop pointing. I'm offended by your pointing. Well, you're pointing first. Now you're pointing. Like, it was at the end of the credits. Yeah.
That's funny. I never saw that.
Yeah, I think it's at the end of the credits where they went through and they did little funny gag things.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see that, go rewatch Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, so we've got so far. Well, so far for Cody's, we have Maddie says, Jonathan, stop talking trash.
Can you just get her off?
Or wait, no, she might have said, I'm not sure. Maddie, you have to clarify. She might have said that she votes for Jonathan and stop talking trash Cody.
I think she's telling me that I'm being mean to Cody.
Okay.
We gotta get her off the line.
All right. And then Addie, I love Addie's comment wins. You guys lose, Addie's comment wins. Addie said, what even is Cody's?
What even is Cody's?
Which, ironically, that phrasing is almost
one more thing.
A thing in itself.
Because Brandy says she loves the Spider-Man theme, but this next one is technically Disney.
Oh, so is Spider-Man. Spider-Man's technically Disney.
So is Baby Yoda.
No, it's Sony, and it's not Disney.
Okay, but Spider-Man, this is not a movie. This is a animation, so that's owned by Marvel, which is owned by Disney. So technically, Cody's was Disney as well.
Okay.
And so was Baby Yoda.
You just lost.
Okay, let's, without keeping all the suspense, let's jump into... Where's Jonathan's last one? Did I not add it?
You didn't add it.
Okay, hold on.
You were trying to
I
make
can do it. I'm totally... Yeah, this really looks bad for me.
You were trying to make
This really looks bad for me.
Now I'm sure.
Now it looks like I'm trying to set Jonathan up
Oh, we already
to lose. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I can grab it. Where'd it go? That's... Nope. That was the third. Because you know what? I think it's in here earlier. Now, let me pull it in. Give me a second, guys. This is a good one. This is a good one. It's worth the wait. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go. Trying to explain my room is clean. Or you could rephrase this, and this could be Cody could be Buzz Lightyear, Jonathan could be Woody, and it could say trying to explain that my memes are valid.
Well, I would be Buzz Lightyear.
No, because it's Cody is Buzz Lightyear trying to explain, trying to convince you that his memes are valid.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And I'm going,
I'm just saying our redemption on the next game. I want to be back on this show sometime.
All right. So, guys, what do you think? What do you vote? Do you vote for this last one? I'm going to try to be impartial. Addie votes for Jonathan.
Yes.
Come on, Eddie.
I'm going to try not to be the tiebreaker. I'm going to go mostly off of you guys. I don't have a strong opinion. I mean, I have an opinion, but I want to go off of what you guys say.
Eddie.
Maddie votes for Cody.
Oh, Maddie votes for Cody.
Hey, the rights don't count.
Rachel
My
votes for
sister,
Jonathan.
She absolutely does count.
I'm about to
Teresa
go
says Jared's wins. Oh, the one I rewrote. Yeah, that's right. I win this round. Wow. Yeah, it's a three-way tie. Which would technically...
Randy says good one. Yeah, your wife says that mine was good.
Jonathan wins this one, but it's his sister, so it's half a vote. Just kidding, it counts.
Well, still, that's
it has
two
words.
sisters, so if you're going to count it as half, it's still one vote.
Brady said it has words and it's Disney, so
Teresa says
It's
Jonathan's
technically
picture
Pixar.
with Jared's words, so you just helped me win by rephrasing it. So.
that's funny. But you guys all helped me make that one. So okay, we have Lauren's vote 2. I'm assuming that means for Jonathan. So Cody, I hate to break it to you, but yeah, I think you lost.
If you could just get memes that have words on them next time, that might help.
I didn't know that.
Okay,
Here's
here's what we're gonna do. So we kind of did this as a trial run, and now I know like
Oh, I don't need a rematch.
we're not doing a rematch. But listen, so this is what we were doing. We were going. It was so the whole idea is me or Jonathan, because sometimes it'll be Jonathan hosting it, and then I'll be the one that you're challenging. If you guys beat us, when we have a student come on, if you beat us, you get a $10 gift card. Now, I told Cody if he won, he could pick a student to give the gift card to.
But now that you tell them, they're all going to vote for him next time because one of them wants to give
Well,
card.
so he lost. But what we're going to do
Sorry.
this week, because we got to give out, it's our first time we do this.
It's
we
our
gotta
first
give out
show.
a
We're
card.
giving out a
So
gift
what
card.
we're going to do is, even though this wouldn't normally happen, we'd normally house wins, we keep the cash.
I get to go.
I'm going to say,
Oh,
Jonathan, you get to pick a student to give a gift card to.
There has to be someone on the live feed.
No, any student. I mean, you might want to prefer someone, but that's not really fair because it's our junior hires who can't stay up because most of them are going to be watching this on Sunday. So just pick a student, and any student who goes to the youth ministry will say, since I've been here, like I should probably know who they are, but that's probably the
All
only
right.
rule.
I'm going to pick a sibling of somebody who's on here, so you'll have to tell your brother, Maddie, that I'm picking James Searson to win the gift card
Tell you to
today.
pick Maddie, because Maddie was nice to me through this all. So good.
That's what I'm not
Good.
choosing, Maddie.
Oh.
Maddie's mean.
Like Maddie made fun of me the whole time. No, Maddie voted for you a couple times, and she disqualified him the first round.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
But
that.
that first round was just so obvious. I mean,
Baby Yoda.
you couldn't try.
Matt Asby just started watching. Matt, you win. You win the meme challenge, Matt. So yeah, the whole idea is we will have students on. So you guys need to email Jonathan. We talked about this last week. So if you want to send a video in or a picture or a song or whatever you want to send in to be featured on the show, you can send it to Jonathan. If you want to come on as a guest for a challenge, we can't tell you what the challenge is until the day of to get you prepared for it. So you don't, but we'll tell you what it is. And then we'll bring you on. We'll get you set up so you can come on and check it and test it. And you can challenge Jonathan in the future or me, depending on the week. So go ahead and give him your email really quick. Or you can text him if you're used to, like, we're not going to give his cell phone out, like, on the air. But, like, if you're a student and you know him,
stream all around the world.
if you know him, feel free to text him as well. But if not, if you're watching from somewhere else,
yourself, because I want to.
well, but what if they're watching from like Tennessee or like Texas or something? Go ahead and give your email really quick. His work email. So if you try to spam him or something, we'll just deactivate it and give him a new one. So don't try that.
It's just the only thing is you got to know how to spell my name. So
Here we
it
go
is
again.
Jonathan at
Let's see this a lot.
mohawkvalley.church. Just make sure you spell Jonathan JONATHAN. Jonathan at mohawkvalley.church.
I asked him to give his email on Friday, and he basically turned it into a whole segment.
Well, that's because, and I'm not going to go into it again, I do not have an H in John, and I do not have an O at the end. And either one of those, you're going to get to the wrong person. I won't
So-
do that.
Nobody is
So.
Pastor Susie said that someone should make a meme of Cody squinting to see the screen. Oh, that's why
There
Abby
are
said
memes.
about wearing
Abby's
glasses.
squinting
There are
Every
memes about
screen.
people who can't see.
That's funny.
That's really funny because they can't see them.
Or I could just take off mine and I could do the same thing, and that way we both look
Okay.
the same.
All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to jump into a quick intern Jeff segment, and then we're going to jump into our lesson for the day. Brandy's got some to start us off, and then we'll jump into the soap lesson. And then we have more of your guys' student submitted videos at the end. So, intern Jeff. It's like, what was I saying? Intern Jeff. Okay. This is like, we're peaking here. This is like the best. And well, there is actually one more, but it's more of a rant than it is a story. So this though is the famous intern Jeff Taco Bell story.
These are my favorite. They always make me feel so good about myself.
You
That's
say that
what I
every
say
week.
every time.
You say that every week.
I hate to be rude, but I am gonna go.
All right, man. Thank you
I'm
for
ready
coming
for
on.
bed.
Thank you.
No
Have a good night.
handshake. Where's your hand
Oh,
sanitizer?
sorry.
Take it back.
That's honestly only the second handshake.
We
That's the
can do
second
that.
handshake I've had since this whole pandemic thing started. Yeah.
That was my first, so.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
not
weird.
good to say.
I'm not shaking your hand. Now that I remember. I'm just gonna like put my hand in my pocket for the rest of the episode. Yeah, there was one other time where a musician and we were just walking by each other, and it was just a habit. We just reached out. It shook, and then it was like, oh, we weren't supposed to do that, but we were right by hand sanitizer, and we were like, well, I did after he walked away. I didn't want to be rude. Okay, so our intern Jeff segment. So if you don't know, these are all in good fun. Intern Jeff is a dear friend of mine, and he was a student of mine, and he became an intern. And we were both super young. I think I said he was like 19. I was like 25 when it was like my first time full-time youth. I've been doing youth ministry for years, but my first full-time. And it's like, we were away and we had a lot of fun, but we also did some dumb stuff. So one day when I run out of these, I might go back and tell all the dumb things I did. Cause this isn't like intern Jeff did all this dumb stuff. Like I have plenty of my own stories.
So we go from intern Jeff, we'll get a Pastor Jared.
It's a new Pastor Jared
like
or
it.
something. So here we go. Oh, Addie gave me the face palm. But see, you're not supposed to touch your face, Addie. Come on, you can't do that either. Okay,
That's why they
so
recommended that we actually that men shave their beards so that they wouldn't be touching their
Yeah.
face as much.
But did
Which
you
I did.
have you seen, like, I always feel like anytime a guy on Facebook is like, oh, blah, 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 and they complain about people, and I'm like, you haven't shaved your beard yet, so you have no room to talk. Anyways, okay, in this intern Jeff episode, or segment, it's the famous Taco Bell story. So there was a time, it was towards the end. I think I'm pretty sure I'd already had resigned, and I was there. It was like my last month. I was going to be moving on. Jeff was going to be taking over as the interim youth pastor. So at this part, I guess he's interim Jeff instead of intern Jeff. And well, not yet. Hadn't left yet. So we just finished like a really hard day. We had the sandwich shop and the skate ministry and all the stuff we did. So we'd be exhausted by the end of the day. And so we went to Taco Bell, and I was like, all right, well, I'll grab some Taco Bell, and I go, what do you want? And he walks up to the counter, and he goes, I'll take 10 hard shell tacos, and then whatever else he ordered as like a drink and a side. And I'm sitting there going, 10 tacos? What? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like confused, and then like kind of angry, and then kind of confused again. And I'm like, and if you know what intern Jeff looks like, he's so thin that
He's about my size.
well, but
right?
you would almost be chubby compared to him. He's really
Wow.
he's a small
That's
guy.
involved.
Yes, he's very thin. He was always freezing because he had like no meat on him, so he was always freezing.
Yeah, I understand.
And he orders 10 tacos. I'm like, okay, 1, where are you gonna put them? 2, who orders 10 tacos and someone else is buying your food? And 3, why? I was just like so confused. So then we said, I'm like, I'm not gonna say
the
anything.
culmination of all the other questions put together.
Yeah, so we sit down and I'm like, dude, why did you order 10 tacos? And he's like, oh, they're only like 39 cents or 29 cents or whatever. And I was like, no, they're not. And he's like, yeah, they're only like 20 something cents, maybe 30 something cents if they got up. I was like, Jeff, they're not under 30 cents. They're more than that. They're like $1 something. He's like, no, they're not. So I look at the receipt, look, they're $1 a piece. And I was like, why? It's not like $10 was a ton, but it just was so weird why he went and ordered just 10 tacos plus a drink plus. So I'm like, what is going on? And he's like, oh, I thought they were like. So then I'm like, okay, fine. He thought they were whatever. It seems a little rude or weird to order that much, whatever. But like, okay, fine. And so then we go to leave, and like I'm done, and he eats like 3 of them. And he's like, he's done. I'm like, oh, no. Eat these tacos. What do you do with these tacos? You ordered 10 tacos. He's like, oh, I'll just take them home and save them. I'm like, Jeff, it's a Taco Bell hard shell taco. You cannot save them. Like, you can't even, by the time you eat your 10th one, it's going to have dissolved anyways. Like, you can't
it's gonna
take.
be gross and moist.
And I was so annoyed. He orders 10 tacos, ate like 3 or 4 of them, and I'm assuming just threw the other ones away. Because, like, again, you can't, it's like, what are you going to do? Reheat it? They turn it, they like fuse with the paper.
Yeah, you can't heat them up. You'd have to eat them cold and
They're
soggy.
they're barely edible when you buy them fresh. Like,
I don't even understand how you eat a hard taco because every time I try, I take one bite and the whole thing falls apart.
yeah,
So I just don't even understand hard tacos.
doesn't make sense. So that's the intern Jeff story for today. We're going to jump over. Brandy she's going to read us chapter 4 of Esther, and then it's going to jump straight into her next video, which is going to be a quick little devotion. And when we come back from that, we're going to do the soap devotion. So,
Okay, Esther 4.
yep.
When Mordecai learned all that had been done, Mordecai tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes and went out into the midst of the city, and he cried out with a loud and bitter cry. He went up to the entrance of the king's gate, for no one was allowed to enter the king's gate clothed in sackcloth. And in every province, wherever the king's command and his decree reached, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting and weeping and lamenting, and many of them lay in sackcloth and ashes. When Esther's young woman and her eunuchs came and told her, the queen was deeply distressed. She sent garments to clothe Mordecai so that he might take off his sackcloth, but he would not accept them. Then Esther called for Hathach, one of the king's eunuchs, who had been appointed to attend her, and ordered him to go to Mordecai to learn what this was and why it was. Hathach went out to Mordecai in the open square of the city in front of the king's gate, and Mordecai told him all that had happened to him, and the exact sum of money that Haman had promised to pay into the king's treasuries for the destruction of the Jews. Mordecai also gave him a copy of the written decree issued in Susa for their destruction, that he might show it to Esther and explain it to her and command her to go to the king to beg his favor and plead with him on behalf of her people. And Hathach went and told Esther what Mordecai had said. Then Esther spoke to Hathach and commanded him to go to Mordecai and say, all the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces know that if any man or woman goes to the king inside the inner court without being called, there is but one law: to be put to death, except the one to whom the king holds out the golden scepter so that he may live. But as for me, I have not been called to come in to the king these 30 days. And they told Mordecai what Esther had said. Then Mordecai told them to reply to Esther, do not think to yourself that in the king's palace you will escape any more than any other Jews. For if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another place. But you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this. Then Esther told them to reply to Mordecai, go, gather all the Jews to be found in Susa, and hold a fast on my behalf, and do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. And I and my young women will also fast as you do. Then I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. Mordecai then went away and did everything as Esther had ordered him. Esther was a Jewish woman, and she ended up marrying a Gentile king. And at this time, the Jews that were in her area, there was a man named Haman, and he was trying to destroy them. Didn't like them, hated them, had a chip on his shoulder for some reason, hated the Jewish people. So he has this whole plan worked out where he's going to destroy all of them. And Mordecai comes to Esther, who is now the queen. She is in the palace with the king. And he's like, this is going to fall to you. I don't know how old Esther is during this time, but I imagine she's not very old. Okay, so she's got to be like a young woman who's already in a really weird place because she's a Jewish woman who's married to a Gentile king. So she's already out of place. And now all of her people are under a threat. And Mordecai is saying, listen, it's going to come to you. This is going to fall to you to deal with. You are going to have to go and talk to the king about this. Now, fun fact, the king had just killed one of his other wives because she didn't come into his chamber or place where he was when he wanted her to. So it was against the law for you to come into the place or not come into the place based off of what the king wanted. So if you weren't invited, you didn't go there. And if you were invited, you better get there. Like it's life or death here. So Esther is basically saying it's against the law for me to go there. I can't just decide I'm going to go talk to the king. And Mordecai is saying you have to go and beg for the favor of your people or we're all doomed. And he actually says, I mean, God is going to save the Jews. Are you going to be a part of it or not? Because for such a time as this is probably what you're supposed to be doing. Since you're placed in the palace, you're there, you have your foot in the door, you can go to the king. He loves you so much. She was like favored. She was beautiful. Esther was like just, top to the king. He loved her. And she wasn't the only woman he had, because that was just, what was going on back then. I don't understand it, but that's how it was. But he really liked her, okay? So Esther had a choice to make. And I can't imagine the kind of fear that she probably experienced, at least for a moment, thinking, really? I have to do this? I have to go to the king without being invited, where it is a high probability that he's just going to kill me because he's done it before. And I have to go and beg him to show favor to my people and to beg him to stop this plan that Haman has put into place for the destruction of my people. It's falling on Esther, and she has a choice to make. Is she going to cave under that fear? Is she going to say, oh no, I think you have it wrong, Mordecai. God cannot be asking me to do this. There's no way. There's no way this is going to fall to me. There's got to be another way for this to happen. And Mordecai's like, listen, this is you. So Esther has to figure out what she's going to do. And I love her response, because she says in the second half of verse 16, she says, then I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. Okay? She's just accepted it. Like, the bravery that takes for a young woman in that time period to say, I'm going to go to the king and I'm just going to tell him. I'm just going to do it. And there's a high chance I'm going to die, but if I perish, I perish. And just choosing to do the right thing at the ultimate consequence. I mean, we have to choose to do the right thing or wrong thing every day. We have to choose how we're going to respond to a negative situation. We have to choose how we're going to respond or reply to our parents when they, get onto us and we're mad. Are we going to smart off? Are we going to give them attitude? We have to choose how we're going to respond to our siblings. We have to choose a lot of things, but generally they don't fall to, if you choose to do the right thing, you might die. I mean, we're not often in that situation, us as people today. Some of us are. There are martyrs throughout time who have had to choose. Are you going to choose the right thing, or are you going to choose the easy thing? And what is that going to look like? What are the consequences for that going to be? And the first thing that I think of is when I was, I don't even know. Honestly, I can't think of the year right now that this happened, but one of the major mass shootings that happened a long time ago one of the first ones in a school. It was Columbine High School. And I was young. I must have been in middle school, maybe younger when this happened. But I remember the shooters in this school were going around and asking people, do you believe in God? And if they answered yes, they would shoot them. That happened quite a few times through this tragic thing that took place. This is what these students were. One of the questions that these students were asking before they decided to shoot you or not. And I've always carried that with me from such a young age. It made such a huge impact on me. Is if I was put in that position, would I be brave enough to say, I choose death, if that's what it takes to prove that I love God, that I'm willing to serve him, that I'm willing to do what he has called me to do in the time that he has called me to do it? Would I be brave enough to say yes, even if it meant death? So, very heavy topic. Esther was amazingly brave. And I just want to leave with you guys, just think about it. In the decisions that we have to make daily, they are not life and death. More than likely, you are not facing life and death things. But what is your choice going to be when those decisions come? When you have a choice to make between what is right and what is wrong, or what is hard and what is easy? What are you going to choose? I want you to think about that, pray about it, talk to God, figure out where your heart lies with this, because a lot of us at different phases and stages of our lives, we can't answer it the right way. And we just need to get to that place. So ask God to examine your heart and where you are with that. And I love you guys, and I'll see you and talk to you in another video at another time. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Brandy, so much for helping us out, bringing us our Bible story. Jonathan, I had him kind of read through the story as well as most of the youth leaders have been studying it. But Jonathan pulled out a great cross-reference verse that kind of, because the whole idea with Esther, that's the famous verse is such a time as this. And so Jonathan pulled out a great verse in Romans. So go ahead and tell us what it is and read it to us, and you'll see why it's such a great verse.
Okay, this is Romans 9, verse 17. It says, "For just as God said to Pharaoh, I raised you up as ruler of Egypt for this reason, that I might make you an example of how I demonstrate my miracle power. For by the example of how I deal with you, my powerful name will be a message proclaimed throughout the earth." What's super cool about that, though, is that Pharaoh was an example of God showing his power in somebody who was disobedient.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked prior about Esther being an example of somebody who was obedient, and God showed his power through her in saving the Jewish people. But here's somebody who disobeyed, and God still showed his power through Pharaoh in all the plagues that he sent against the land of Egypt to, again, save his people.
Yeah, and Mordecai even referenced that. Mordecai even talked about the whole idea of look, God's going to do what God's going to do. God's going to be glorified. So are you going to be on God's side, or are you going to be against it? So we had Pharaoh, who obviously, the Bible talks about his heart was hardened, and he dug his heels in and tried to fight against what God was doing. And we have Esther, who instead, she was tempted to run away, not to fight against it, but to run away from it. But she decided to stand up and do what was right. And it's just such a strong story. And it's funny because it was overwhelming requests by you guys that you guys wanted to hear this story talked about. So thank you, Brandy, so much for giving us that devotion. We normally do. So we'll always have what we call as a scriptures segment. Most of the time it's a soap devotion where we sit and we go through. This week we had, Brandy giving us a little devotion. We'll start doing, I'm going to bring in what I'm going to call, I'll start bringing in a segment where it'll be fun how I do it. And I'm thinking of even bringing this on my original one. You got to remind me when we're done to show it to you, because I keep forgetting to show you my old Bible teaching show I used to do.
I really want to see this.
Remind me. You just have to remind me afterwards. I'll show it to you. I think I'll even bring in some old episodes, just if nothing else. It's just funny to see all these stories I tell about intern Jeff. It's from that time period. So it's me doing stand-up comedy style Bible teaching, Bible stories, and so I'm gonna reprise that and start doing that again. It won't be every week because they took a lot of time to do, so I'll throw them in probably at least once, if not twice a month. And then we have these different things to go over the Bible stuff with you. So a couple things, guys. First off, what Bible story? So that was one thing we've asked. What Bible story do you want us to do next week? Secondly, Addie, to answer your question of what you accepted coming on as a challenger next week. Now, you don't have to drive down here. We'll work it out with you. In fact, your dad knows how to do it, so he can help you get it set up. I know he knows how to do it. And you'll come on, and you are going to challenge me in a game. I haven't come up with it yet, or we haven't come up with it yet, but it's going to be some sort of challenge that'll be me versus you. If I win, then the house wins. Nothing. If you win, then you get a $10 gift card. So
it has to be really good, though. I feel like you against Pastor Jared, that's like very fair competition.
Yeah, it's going to be
very
an
fair
epic challenge.
competition. Addie, I know you're very competitive. You'll probably still win, whatever it is. She wins everything, but that's just because she's good and competitive.
This guy harassed me for not supporting him as the co-host, and now he's not supporting me on the other. Is this payback?
No, I said you guys were fair competition. I'm just saying I know that Addie
You said
wins
she's probably going to win.
because she wins everything.
Well, Addie, you're going down. Okay, next week you are going down.
Maybe I'll figure out what the game is going to be.
We should do the hot sauce challenge and send her a set.
That would be
and you have a
awesome.
set.
But I want to do the hot sauce challenge.
I know, and everyone wants to see you cry in the hot sauce challenge. So, but we gotta do something that's gonna be good. Addie says she's gonna win. Yeah, you can keep telling yourself that. If it helps you sleep at night, you can tell yourself that. I'm actually a little nervous now. I'm like talking back, but like I'm a little nervous now. Like, oh, what is the challenge gonna be? Okay, so we have a couple more submissions from you guys that we want to show. So this next one, I'm kind of wondering if we are getting pranked. Because you'll see in a second, the person who sends these in, and again, we'll play it, keeps sending them at weird angles. So first it was sideways, now it's upside down. And Jonathan literally showed you guys how not to do it upside down last week.
Okay, guys. Don't do it this way. You want to do it this way. So it's kind of, I'm hoping it's doing it the right way. But like where your camera is on the
Top.
Yes, not
If your camera's
like this. If your
It will be
camera's
upside
on the
down.
bottom, it's going to be upside down. If your camera's on the top, it's going to be the right way.
Yes, and a quick tip, if you're saying, well, I did have it that way, something I learned from vlogging with my phone, however your phone is when you start recording is going to be the orientation. So if you start it like this, and then you hit record, and then you turn it and say, well, I did it sideways, it's still going to be the other way. So when you hit record, it doesn't matter if you turn your phone, you can throw your phone and spin it 100 times, whatever orientation your phone is. So if you start like this, hit record, and then turn it, it's still going to be up and down. So what I think happened is, one, we're being pranked. And if so, that's hilarious. Like, you should send your videos in weird every time. It'd be like a Billie Eilish thing, except for instead of wearing weird clothes all the time.
It's the angle of your video. You never know what angle it's going to be
Yeah.
at.
And then instead of, it'll be weird angles or whatever. But yes, that is the whole thing. That's it. Now, speaking of vlogging, next week we have a vlog episode we're going to have in the show.
Cool. I'm
So
excited.
this is actually part 3, guys,
Part 3.
of the Easter eggs.
Yay.
What did I say I was going to name it? I don't remember.
I don't know. We had the Easter egg trilogy.
Yeah, but it's going to be the final to the trilogy now.
The egg hunt comes to an end. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're not going to give anything away, except for you guys have loved, out of all the vlogs we've
There's
done.
one thing I want to give away,
Well,
and
we
you're
don't
gonna
want to give anything
see.
away.
You're gonna see me throw a real
Hissy
fit
fit, yeah.
when he tells me we're gonna return those eggs.
You were supposed to tell me we're returning the eggs. Oh, there it goes, the whole thing. Okay, bye, guys. Really, no, I'm just kidding. So yes, you are going to get to see Jonathan throw a hissy fit. You are going to see some very confused Walmart workers as we try to return nearly 25,000 eggs.
I thought, now that you say it, I thought that was kind of self-explanatory in what you said, but I don't think it was. I'm sorry, guys.
That was going to be a surprise.
Give that away.
It's all right. It's all right.
You
Spoilers.
didn't hear anything.
It's okay.
I was just
Spoilers.
trying to say you really want to tune in to see me have a real fit when Pastor Jared tells me something that we have to do.
Yes.
There you go.
Which isn't returning eggs, but it is. That's the whole episode. So it's kind of like, it's literally the exact opposite of the second episode when we went and bought all the eggs.
Yeah,
We realized we never went and bought 25,000 eggs. We bought like 61 or 6,200 or whatever, like 6,000 the first something. We bought like less than 10,000 the first time, and then in the teens the next
15,000.
time, whatever it was. I can't remember the exact breakdown. I think it was 61 something. Anyways, this time we had to take. Now we used a few of them. Like Cody and the Kid Squad did use some of them to go and put on 8, but like we returned like at least 24,000 of them, or 23 and a half, like
They
almost
used
all of
some,
them.
Then we didn't get.
Yeah.
accurate
So,
count.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we accounted for it a little bit. So we took it back. You're going to get to see that. You're going to get to see them. Like, their machines literally would not let them return 25,000
You're giving away
eggs.
too much. You're
So,
giving away a
hey, you
lot.
already gave that away apart. So, all right, let's jump into this. Here is the next clip that you guys submitted. This one is Esther themed. So let's jump to it.
Mordecai went into the city in sackcloth and ashes, crying out. No one knows why he cried out. But then he went to the king and couldn't go in because he wanted to change his clothes and had to have a certain date to go in. But someone spoke down unto him and told him to do these things and go gather the Jews. They did so too. And for 3 days and nights to fast, and my young woman will also fast as you do. And Mordecai then went away as Esther told him to do.
Okay.
We were
So-
so calling her the upside down rapper.
But she was sideways last time. But yeah, I don't know.
We
The
called
upside
her
down
the
rapper.
sideways rapper that time.
Okay, now she's the upside down rapper. So, Maddie, are you messing with us? Like, are you doing that to be funny, or do you not know how to use a cell phone? Either way. So, you don't have to answer that because I kind of just called her out either way. But we love you, Maddie. But we're going to teach you how to use a cell phone. So you can send these in the right way. We just did teach you. So, rewatch that part a couple times, practice.
And there will
And
be
then
a
send-
test. There
And
will be a
then next
test.
week you can send in a new rap or whatever you're gonna do. So thank you for that. This next video, Brady said, "Go Maddie, the upside down rapper." That like literally is gonna be. That sounds cool. The upside down rapper.
Upside down rapper.
All right. This next video is a song. You actually just sent it to me right before. So I actually
I sent this to you like a long time ago.
Okay.
So it must have just gone.
Call Me Out. I opened your email and downloaded it and prepared it just
There
before.
we go. That's more like it. You just opened the email that I sent you a while ago.
And Maddie, don't worry. It's fine. I actually think it's kind of funny that so yes, you're now the upside down rapper. Don't feel bad.
Send all your videos in upside down.
Yeah, from now on you guys send them in all upside down. It's gonna be awesome. So this next one, what I'm trying to ask before I was getting just exposed to everyone, is this one themed or is this one a song?
It was a song
Okay.
that they picked to represent the Esther theme. So it
Okay.
is, yes, Esther theme.
Okay, so I heard some of it to make sure that like the quality was good and we could hear it and all that, but I haven't listened to the whole thing. That's why I asked that. I just downloaded it. So here we go. Let's cut to our song.
Soften my heart, break me apart. I need you. Open my eyes, see
was beautiful. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
That was good.
Thank you, Dana and Lauren and Teresa, for filming and sending that to me. And I'm just going to say what I always say. Can you guys do that for us in youth when this is all over,
Yes,
please?
Okay, guys, that about wraps up our show. Thank you guys so much. We love the content sending in. The show's so much better now than it was.
Totally.
Like, we love doing the podcast, but it's so much better with your guys' content. Again, it doesn't have to be on theme. We prefer it to be on theme. We're gonna give first preference to things on theme, but we'll take any of your content, send it in, and we'll work it in on an episode at some point. Next week, the episode. What are we gonna do next week?
The Three Hebrew Boys. I love that he calls it the Three Hebrew Boys. I've never heard that before, and I thought it was so cute. I was like, the Three Hebrew Boys. That's kind of cute.
That's
so
good.
we decided it's going to be the Three Hebrew Boys: Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, or however you say that last one.
Abednego is
Some
how I
people
say
say
it.
Abednego. Some people say Abednego. I don't know, but either way,
That's
the
it. I've
three of
never
them.
heard that. Yes, Brandy, you did miss your kids, and ladies, you're getting a bunch of comments about great job. We have Matt saying awesome, great job, girls. Addie's saying that was so good. Brandy, you did miss your kids. You're gonna have to go back and watch the replay.
Sunday at 6 p.m.
Yes. Okay. So well, I was gonna say one more thing. And we're gonna end. So yes, send those in. Oh, I was talking about the show I used to do. I actually did an episode on the Three Hebrew Boys. So I'll pull some content in from that. So it'll be fun. You'll get to see an old version of me, like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And on that video, honestly, about this.
Okay.
I mean, I got like quarantine hair right now, but I just I
We're
was
both wearing hats for that reason. Quarantine hair.
okay, guys. We love you all. Our time
Thank
is
you for
up.
watching.
We
love
will
you.
see you next week. So we'll see you next week, Sunday at 6 p.m.